What do you do when the person you thought would stay forever leaves? When the relationship you prayed for, fought for, cried over, suddenly falls apart? Because that kind of pain is different. It's not just heartbreak, it's confusion. You start asking questions you never thought you'd ask. God, why would you let this end? If this person wasn't meant for me, why did I love them so deeply? Why would God allow something so beautiful to break? And maybe the hardest part is this: you genuinely believed they were part of your future. You imagined the life together. You saw forever in your mind. But now, you're grieving a future that never happened. And the truth is, sometimes God ends relationships not because He wants to hurt you, but because He sees what you cannot. Because not every relationship that feels right is right for your purpose. And sometimes, the greatest act of God's protection is separation. 1. God will remove people who can't go where He's taking you. One of the hardest truths to accept is this: not everyone assigned to a season of your life is assigned to your destiny. Some people are meant to teach you. Some are meant to reveal things about yourself. Some are meant to help shape your growth. But not everyone is meant to stay forever. The problem is, we often confuse deep connection with permanent assignment. Just because you loved them deeply doesn't automatically mean they were God's final plan for your life. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." This verse reminds us that everything in life happens in its proper time. Every season, good or difficult, has a purpose under God's plan. That includes relationships. And when a season ends, God will often remove what no longer aligns with where He's taking you. In simple terms, life moves in seasons, and each one has meaning. Trust God's timing in all of them, even if you don't understand it yet, because God sees the future you cannot see. He knows what will strengthen you and what will slowly destroy your peace. So sometimes, He removes people before they become obstacles to your calling. And yes, that hurts. But delayed pain is still pain. And God loves you too much to let you stay attached to something that would eventually break you even more. 2. Sometimes you loved the idea of them more than the reality. This is the part many people avoid. Sometimes the relationship wasn't built on truth. It was built on potential. Potential of who they could become. Potential of what the relationship might become. And because you were emotionally invested, you ignored the warning signs. You overlooked inconsistency. You tolerated things that disturbed your peace. You kept hoping things would eventually change. But hope can become dangerous when it keeps you attached to something God is trying to free you from. Jeremiah 17:9 says, "The heart is deceitful above all things." Sometimes your heart wants something so badly that it convinces you to ignore reality. And that's why God steps in. Not to ruin your happiness, but to rescue you from illusion. Because love without peace, constant confusion, and emotional instability is not the kind of relationship God wants for you. 3. God may be protecting you from what you cannot see. One of the most painful things about heartbreak is not knowing why. You don't see the full picture. You only see the loss. But God sees everything. The conversations you never heard. The intentions you never noticed. The future consequences you never imagined. And because He sees further than you, He sometimes says no to relationships you desperately wanted. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." That means there will be moments when God's decisions won't make sense emotionally. You may never fully understand why certain people had to leave, but one day you may look back and realize, if God didn't remove them, you would have settled for less than His best. And sometimes rejection feels painful because you can't yet see the protection hidden inside it. 4. God ends some relationships so He can heal you first. Sometimes the relationship ending has less to do with the other person and more to do with you. Because before God brings the right person into your life, He may need to heal the parts of you that were seeking love from broken places. The fear of being alone, the need for validation, the habit of accepting less than you deserve. Sometimes you weren't in love with the person, you were in love with finally feeling chosen. And God sees that. He sees the wounds beneath your attachment. That's why sometimes He allows separation to begin deeper healing. Psalm 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Notice, God doesn't ignore your pain. He heals it. But healing often begins with separation, because some wounds cannot heal while you remain attached to what keeps reopening them. And sometimes, God removes the relationship because He wants you whole first. Not dependent, not desperate, not emotionally lost. Whole. 5. Just because it ended doesn't mean it was meaningless. This is important. Don't make the mistake of thinking the relationship meant nothing just because it ended. Some people were part of your growth. They taught you lessons. They revealed patterns. They exposed wounds you needed to heal. And even though the relationship didn't last forever, God can still use it for your good. Romans 8:28 says, And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Not just the good experiences, all things, even heartbreak, even disappointment, even endings you never wanted. God wastes nothing. Not your tears, not your pain, not the season you're grieving right now. He can take what broke you and use it to build wisdom, strength, and deeper faith inside you. If God recently ended a relationship you thought was forever, I know it hurts. I know part of you still wishes things were different. But don't let heartbreak convince you that God is being cruel. Sometimes the relationship had to end because your purpose is bigger than your attachment. Because God sees the future you cannot see. And while you're grieving what you lost, God may already be protecting you from what would have destroyed your peace later. So trust Him, even when you don't understand. Because one day, what feels like heartbreak now may become the very